And another day, another LP. Welcome back, folks. So we have to figure out some way to get the car keys. This is somewhat of a problem. I want to make one more round and head back to the castle. I don't think there's going to be anything. The issue is that a conversation like that... Oh!
Gerda's here. I wonder what she's up to.
Hello? What I've noticed about this game is I really like the music.
Oh my god. Gerda was in love with Wolfgang.
Oh, yeah, you just figured that out now, huh?
Boy, do I feel stupid or what. I really should apologize, but I don't want to interrupt her. Maybe there's something else I can do.
Go after her with a screwdriver.
Grace Nakamura. I really should apologize.
I don't really have anything. You want money? I don't think we really have anything right now. Can I get the flowers?
I wonder what kind of
Guess not. No, stop it. This should take me back to the castle.
Gerda's at the church.
I don't think I really have any.
I don't have time.
I mean, if I can get into her room...
I don't want to go back into Gerda.
Shoot. Sorry, folks, I tried to mute it in time. I did. I'm sorry. My hand didn't get to the mute button in time. Alright, so let us continue our investigation. There may be something in our library.
I wish I could read these biographies of Ludwig. Wait a minute. Ludwig II, fairy tale king of Bavaria. I didn't see this before.
Really? It was...
English.
Holding it so tight.
There's nothing else on... I'm not sure... Nothing else...
See, I really don't understand this. Like, the only thing I can think of is that... Maybe they like, went through the game and then they went back again with a different microphone, because, I mean, listen...
Nothing else I can use in... There's nothing else on... I'm not sure what other case...
I mean, it sounds like 3 different microphones.
Nothing else... I'm not sure... There's nothing...
I don't know, it just sounds like 3 different microphones to me. Which is kind of funny, but... Well, story time, folks.
Ludwig remained throughout his life both very bright and very naive. He was an introvert who seemed to be constantly out of sync with traditional views of rulership, money, and human relationships. The world ever failed to match his ideals. Perhaps this was a fault of his sheltered upbringing as future king. He never was introduced to the real world, and the real world failed to interest him as an adult. In his youth, Ludwig was in fine physical condition
What the fuck?
and loved to hike alone in the Alps and ride horses. He had a hunting lodge, Schahen, specifically for this purpose. Unfortunately, in 1872, a rather traumatic hunting accident befell the king at Schahen, and his leg was cruelly damaged. He never fully recovered from this incident, and his hiking and riding ceased. His physical health deteriorated from that time on, and explains why he looked so unhealthy in later years.
A hunting accident?
I understand consistency and the importance of it, but I love these games so much.
Other than his long-standing friendship with the Empress Elizabeth of Austria and with his mother, the relationships Ludwig attempted with others were nearly always a disappointment for him and a bewilderment for his partners. He would become obsessed with someone, a singer, an artist, a nobleman or a peasant, and would bombard them with gifts, praise, and favors.
Do we
when
switch?
they would fail to return
No.
the depths of rapturous passion he required, the singular adoration and humble obedience he expected, he would grow disappointed and cut himself off from them. The objects of his interest were occasionally women, usually ones he fell in love with after seeing them in idealized roles on the stage, but they were more often young men who fit his fantasies of the heroic sagas like Lohengrin and Parsifal that he so loved.
I mean, it sounds like there's 4 different microphones. There's like the auditorium one. It kind of sounds like there's a bit of an echo, that they're in a big open area. There's the one that's really bad, that's scratchy, and the voice quality is horrible. There's this one that's like up close. It sounds like they're actually in a sound booth. And then there's like a one between, maybe like a headset type of one between. It's not as dead quiet as a sound booth, but it's just very strange.
A good example of the king's obsessive behavior in relationships is the following letter from the Königlich Bayerische archives, which this author was privileged to access. It is dated 1864, and it was written by Ludwig's manservant, Paul, to a friend. The king has been in high mood these days. The reason, of course, is a new interest. Thursday last, the king attended a performance of Lohengrin in the Wittelsbacher Theater. He came back in a fever, demanding that a man be found. The man, it was gathered, had been sitting in a box across from Ludwig and had drawn the king's attention by his beauty and his deep emotional response to the performance. The king declared that here at last is a sensitive soul. The man was tracked down and brought in for an audience. Upon my word, never have I seen any mind so in line with His Majesty's own. They discussed Wagner and France and Byron and all manner of things until long past dawn. The young man, beautiful indeed to look upon, met the king's enthusiasm and knowledge bit for bit.
And I think what it is, folks, is that, they can be in a sound booth or the microphones, they're not wearing any type of body microphone. So I get that open air one. But when there is, like, dead quiet scenes, her looking at a bookshelf, I guess what they're doing is maybe some of them have been her being recorded from, in a sound booth and nothing but, I don't know. It's just very funny to me.
His Majesty has been in the thick of it ever since, and while I welcome his good temper, I grow tired of fetching letters back and forth to Louis, so called by His Majesty, that should tell you who the young man looks like, at all hours of the night. This author has not been able to learn much about Louis, but he was known to have been a seemingly high-bred foreigner, and he was involved with Ludwig as late as 1880, when he fell into disfavor.
Oh, God, how many... Okay, so it looks like that's it, really.
The king, especially later in life, felt a great deal of guilt about his sensual nature. His diaries are full of repentant entries begging God for forgiveness and swearing to remain pure. In many of the diary entries, he swears to abstain from sexual relations. The number of these oath entries indicate that Ludwig was not very successful in resisting temptation, yet it is also clear that Ludwig was a God-fearing man and that, though his flesh might occasionally fall, he never surrendered his heart and his conscience to sin.
Uh-huh. guy's insane.
I'll write to Gabriel. Soon as I have enough info to blow his little investigation out of the water.
Yeah.
It wasn't worth picking up the... Who should I...
I don't really have anyone to call. I mean, I can call...
Professor Barkley will call when he finds out something.
Yeah, but... I mean, there's not really an answering machine hooked up to that thing. So I am kind of confused now as to where my next course of action is going to be. Whatever.
Gerda's at the church.
Yeah, I mean, we've got to make peace with Gerda. How we're going to do... Oh, you know what? I do have an idea. If... It's actually part of the bad part about having to take such long breaks between games. Well, recording sessions anyway, I should say. It's, I really liked it so much better when I was able to record at work. When I didn't have so much going on in life. Can I take these? Yes. Yes. I remember those flowers. The music really is rather good in this game. I'm not sure if it was original for it or not, but it is very nice. It's actually, I found something in a lot of the good old classic games, is that they always seem to be marked by a high attention to music. Another thing as to how this draws you in here, I always like to kind of give my tips for point and clicks. I remember coming down here before, and she had made a comment, oh, you could grab a flower before going out to flirt. But this whole area was pointless. And I guess a part of it is that you have to think as a programmer does. Anytime that there's dead space, that there's area that doesn't need to be there, that uses memory. That's using, and especially in older games, you have to remember how absolutely critical it was to keep your game small. Remember, you're restricted really. You start getting too many CDs and things, and a lot of people's computers couldn't handle it. So whenever you're starting to add in a bunch of areas, you have to see what you can trim out. So I had a feeling there was really nowhere else to look and investigate. And that seemed to be kind of the logical step. We knew we had to give Gerda something. We knew that nothing in the town would work. We knew that nothing in the library was good because I just investigated that, so there was really only one other place left that we could investigate. So we'll give Gerda the flowers, and she will stop hating us. And the two will become best sister friends forever. They will exchange little half-heart necklaces. You know, one's got one half, the other got the other. And it should be beautiful. Go. Academy Awards coming up. Uh-oh.
That's better, don't you think? I'm so sorry. I was an idiot.
Gabriel and I, we never
I know. It's my fault. It's Gabriel's fault. He never tells me anything. I don't know why he didn't want me on this case.
Maybe he just...
Don't even try to make excuses for him.
I assume he's just trying to protect you.
He's up to his neck in it, I think. Will you help me out with something?
Of course.
I have to do some research on Ludwig. I want to go see some of his castles.
Take Gabriel's car. There's a map of southern Bavaria in the car. Ludwig's castles are all marked.
Thanks.
Oh, God, it's so beautiful.
Good luck.
I'll need it. You too. I think that's a cry that's a half laugh there.
I think she wants to be left alone.
Can we steal
Grace
the flowers
Nakamura.
back? I guess maybe we shouldn't steal the flowers back. Alright. Well, we've made progress. It's... Excuse me. Alright. What the I love how Gabriel's map is just little squares and we've got actual pictures for it. It almost seems though like the consistency of the game is what really... I guess we'll go to Herrenchemise. Her chemistry. Hello.
I can't see the displays until I've gotten past the counter.
It's right there, sweetie. It's you just have to look left. I mean, you're... Oh, Jesus Christ. Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
Spreche de English.
Ich hätte gern eine Eintrittskarte fürs Museum.
Ja, 8 Mark für eine Ganztagskarte.
Oh, God. Static, please. Again, that is game audio, not me.
So,
Danke.
bitte.
Wow, why is she such a bitch to everyone? Okay.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
Ist das die Ludwig Museum?
Ja, ja. Ludwig der Zweite von Bayern.
Oh, great, thanks. Well,
July 3rd, 1863. Elizabeth, you can have no idea, dear cousin, how happy you made me. The hours recently passed with you in the railway carriage I consider among the happiest in my life. Never will their memory fade. You gave me permission to visit you at Ischl. If the time comes for this ardent hope to be fulfilled, I shall be of all men upon earth the most blessed. The feelings of sincere
What?
love
why
and
are you
reverence
switching
and
microphones?
faithful attachment to you, which I cherished in my heart even as a boy, makes me imagine heaven upon earth, and will be extinguished by death alone. I beg you with all my heart to forgive the contents of this letter. but I could not help myself. Ludwig. Elizabeth frequently gave Ludwig advice on royal conduct, hoping to protect him from unfavorable public opinion. March 1st, 1865. My dearest Eagle, you have not written me in a few months. I have missed you. I often try to imagine what you are doing. I hear tales that you have been on retreat and have not been seen in Munich for some time. I suspect it is this new friend you wrote up so mysteriously that takes you away from home. I hope you are enjoying yourself, my beloved, but I beg you to caution. The people need to see you at the throne. I also hesitate to suggest that what your officials do in your absence may not always be in your own best interest. You have always been a true king, but you must let the people see you to ensure that they don't forget that. E. Your dove.
Okay, so... Oh, actually, okay, it probably isn't German, and we're just getting it. Okay. I gotcha.
Ludwig's friends were concerned for his mental state long before his arrest. June 14th, 1878. My beloved Eagle, in your last letter you spoke so movingly of your torment that I was moved to tears. What is this torment? Why won't you confess to me what is truly troubling you? You must know that I would never despise you, no matter how horrible you believe your sins to be. Please do not write such barbs to my heart by even suggesting such things. If you do not wish to confess to me, at least tell me how I can aid you. I am always your true one, your dove.
Next.
In this letter, dated November 1886, Elizabeth of Austria thanks Bishop Frank for his assistance in helping her fulfill Ludwig's last wishes. She writes that she knows it was an unusual request, but she believes Ludwig had reasons of his own for wishing it to be done. She hopes that his spirit finds peace at last. No further reference to this letter has ever been found. One can only speculate what the last wishes of a cornered and embattled Ludwig might have been. What were his last wishes? This place is giving me more questions than answers.
Can I not look at you? Alright, folks, this looks like a pretty good place to cut off before we start getting too deep into the museum. So, as always, thank you for watching. Tune in the next episode of Gabriel Night 2, The Beast Within. Thanks for watching, folks. Oh. Shit, well.
Ludwig is Prince Charming. He played the part well.
No. Thanks for watching, folks.